Hello and welcome friends. Today we are going to discuss about the various pricing policies where a firm can earn maximum profit and have a large market share. Every business can have ranges of pricing policies or strategies while selling a range of products which suits best for them. The pricing policies will depend on the maximized profitability for each unit of product sold, and it will help to generate maximum revenue to the business. The maximized profitability for a business will provide a shield from the uneven shocks and to avert the competition created by the new entrants in the market. I am Sakshi Mandwal and the subject expert of this program is Dr. Naseeb Ahmed, Honorary Deputy Director and Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Associate Professor, Department of Commerce and Business Studies, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. He is having an experience of about 17 years as a teacher and researcher in the area of entrepreneurship and finance. The pricing is the process of determining the price of a commodity or a product or service, which must be inclusive of the cost of production plus the incentives, also termed as the profit. A business always has the motive of maximizing its profits and increasing its market share. But it will depend on the various factors such as the condition of the market based on the number of sellers and buyers. Here in this topic, we shall discuss those factors in detail which are involved in determining the price of a product. Here are some of the standard definitions of price which will enhance the understanding of the price mechanism of a particular product. According to Professor William J. Stanton, price is the amount of money and or other items with utility needed to acquire a product. According to Professor Philippe Kotler, price is the only element in the marketing mix that produces revenue. The other elements produce cost. According to David J. Schwartz, price is the exchange value of the product or service expressed in terms of money. From the above definitions, we can understand that the price of a product is the amount of money, the only element in the market that produces revenue, the exchange value of a product or a service in terms of money. Now let us discuss the various considerations involved while determining or formulating the pricing strategy. The pricing decision is subject to the influence of many economic and non-economic variables. The identification of such variables is a difficult process which needs a serious attention of the entrepreneur or marketer. Marketers have substantial control over such factors which operate inside the organization, commonly known as internal factors. However, management can exercise little control over external factors which are the outcome of the external forces that operate outside the organization. A brief discussion of such factors are objectives. Pricing objectives largely influence the pricing decisions. Each objective must be explained clearly so that marketing manager may not feel any difficulty while achieving the same with the instrument of price. A firm should have specific pricing objective for each product offer. Costs. Generally, costs form basis for pricing decisions. Therefore, a proper study of both fixed and variable cost is essential for accurate pricing decision. Further, management should pay a due attention to other types of costs like incremental costs, replacement costs, controllable costs, out-of-pocket costs and opportunity costs. Demand. Pricing is directly influenced by the demand of product or service. In turn, demand is influenced by the following factors: number and size of competitors, nature and economic capacity of customers, price of the competitor's product, consumer preferences, The proper investigation of above listed factors is essential in pricing decision. Competition. Competition is a major force in a competitive market that affects pricing decisions of a firm. Therefore, a marketer should not only study the competitor's current pricing strategies, but must analyze them to work out their future pattern and should accordingly frame the pricing policies. Product differentiation. A differentiated product provides a firm an opportunity to set price for it. If the product forms identical features with its other substitutes, it is impossible for any firm to deviate sharply from the common price levels. Suppliers and buyers. Pricing decisions are directly affected by the approach of suppliers and buyers. For example, if the prices of raw materials increase, the suppliers will shift the incidence of prices rise to producers, who in turn pass it on to the customers. This is a serious situation which needs a detailed analysis by the marketers. Buyers also have a significant influence in the pricing decisions, particularly under a market situation where the number of buyers is less but their share in a firm's sales is maximum. At the same, scarcity and value of the raw material used also calls for proper attention from the management and pricing decisions. Government control. In many countries, prices of private firms are largely controlled by various government legislation and acts to control markets. The impact of government on pricing decisions is more pronounced in such industries where government is the largest buyers of the production. Flexibility. The firm should adopt such flexible pricing policy which can provide them with a scope of price discretion to meet the changes in an economic situation, if any. If a firm is selling its product in a highly competitive market, it will have little scope for pricing discretion. Prices should also be flexible to take care of cyclical variations in the future. Now let's discuss the objectives of the pricing policy. Objectives of pricing policy. Objectives of the pricing policy will depend upon the objectives set by a firm in order to get maximum profit by selling a product or service. It may vary to firm, as we can easily find the varying prices of the same product or service such as wholesale price, retail price, published price, quoted price, actual price and so on. Special discounts, special offers, methods of payments, amounts bought and transportation charges, trade and values, etc. are some sources of variation in the price of the product. For pricing decision, one has to define the price of the product very carefully. The pricing decision of a firm in general will have considerable repercussions on its marketing strategies. This implies that when the firm makes a decision about the price, it has to consider its entire marketing efforts. Pricing decisions are usually considered a part of the general strategy for achieving a broadly defined goal. While setting the price, the firm may aim at these objectives: profit-oriented objective, sales-oriented objective, status quo-oriented objective. Profit-oriented objective. All the business organizations or companies are conducted with the main objective of earning a profit. Their profit-making objective may be for a long term or a short term. Under such task, companies or organizations form two types of objectives, which are as follows. To achieve a target result. In this method, a business organization sets short-term target for a particular period of time. The firm emphasizes more on to achieve the target result during the set period, and accordingly they fix the prices of their products. For instance, business or a firm has decided to earn 6% of the profit from sales and 4% from investment for a particular period of time. Then their focus will be more on sales and investments. Such method of earning a profit by fixing the price is beneficial for those firms who do not want to face the heat of strangling competition in the market. To maximize profit. For the firms, there are a number of objectives for making a profit. The objective of profit maximization is the second important objective, but the objective has an adverse effect on the customers. Usually, the firm, in order to earn maximum profit in the short term, fixes maximum price of a product, which leaves a bad impression on the customers. So, a firm should adopt pricing strategies which involve maximum profit in the long run rather than for a shorter period of time. Sales-oriented objective. A firm may adopt a lower price policy to increase its sales volume rather than charging a higher price for that product to get maximum profit. In fact, sales-oriented objectives are the best way to capture the market by increasing sales quantity and hence increase the market share. This objective can further be studied by dividing into two classes, which are: to increase sales volume, a firm may have the policy of increasing sales by lowering the price of a product. This emphasizes to increase the certain percent of sales quantity can be increased getting permission from sales departments or adopting other pricing strategies. Such strategy discourages possible competitions. Besides this, profit can increase in the long run due to minimum production cost. To increase market share, every company or firm wishes to promote the sale of its products. The objective of pricing may be to increase sales quantity. This also increases market share. In this age of the competitive environment of the market, it is also necessary to increase market share. Some companies adopt a policy to expand market share gradually. Some others adopt the policy to expand market share immediately and control it. In order to expand market share, the price of products or services should be low in comparison to competitors. Status-quo oriented objective. The objective of status quo is to be formulated to maintain the present situation for a long time, which means the price of a product will remain same for a long time. The firm or company will not take any decision regarding changes in the price of that product. This status quo includes the objectives like a continuation of the same price, facing competition, and continuation of existence. The status quo objective can also be studied in three classes, which are as follows. Stability in price. Price stability is one of the important objectives. This remains effortful to maintain prices at the same rate for a time. Price leadership companies, frequent demanding changing companies, and the companies wishing to maintain reputation try not to let price fluctuate. Such organizations or companies also wish to maintain revenues, the price of their products, profits, etc. at the same level. They try to maintain the same price by increasing production and supply in prosperity period and decreasing production and supply in depression period. To meet the competition, this is the age of market competition. Every business company needs to face competition for survival or existence. Companies or firms have to fix the price of their products or services as fixed in the markets. So the price is fixed with the view to facing or meeting competition in the market. The price leadership companies should fix or determine the price of their products by studying and considering market prices. Survival. It becomes very difficult to save the company or firm from high competition in the market. In such situations, the firm should fix the prices of their products in a way that only production cost can be recovered. In such situation, production cost may be equal to the revenue. Production cost is equal to revenue. This situation is called break-even point. In this situation, there is neither profit nor loss. In this way, company's existence is saved and it expects improvement in future. Business companies make such objectives waiting for a bright future. Now let's discuss another aspect in pricing, that is pricing process. So far, you have seen that pricing is one of the most difficult marketing decision areas because of numerous variables involved. The larger the organization, the more variables, internal and external forces it has to analyze. To reduce the problems of pricing decisions, marketing experts have succeeded in developing a process that is helpful to management to formulate a sound pricing policy. The process, commonly known as strategic pricing process, consists of 5 steps as mentioned below. Study of target market. The most challenging task an entrepreneur faces in pricing decision is to study the nature of target market. A pricing decision is highly sensitive to demographic and psychological dimensions of the target. Therefore, an entrepreneur is usually unable to decide about the price without knowledge of such dimensions of the market. Study of existing competition. The level of competition plays a deciding role in the pricing decisions. Consequently, a firm should conduct an extensive investigation into the existing as well as the future competitive structure of the industry. In this direction, the study of pricing, promotional, distribution and other marketing policies adopted by the competitive firms will be of great use to the market manager. Assigning price a role in the marketing mix. As we know, pricing is one of the components of the market mix. Therefore, its decision is lightly influenced by the interaction of other components of the mix, product and promotion. Consequently, a market manager has to decide about price in relation to other elements of marketing mix. Thus, in this stage of pricing process, the role of pricing and marketing mix is examined and an attempt is made to maintain a balance among various inputs of the mix. Examining cost, structure and demand. A marketer must analyze the relationship between demand, cost and profit in order to arrive at the final price. Such a study will provide him a framework for setting an accurate price. The relationship between demand, cost and profit has been discussed in detail at the later part of this chapter. Determining strategic price. The previous 4 steps set the limits for products' price range. At this point, the marketers need to consider such overall objectives as satisfactory profits, market share and higher volume before choosing a price that best coincides with their objectives and with the realities of the market. This price is often called a basic price or list price. Accurate and completed information is prerequisite for the successful working of strategic pricing process. In the absence of such information, strategic pricing process may not be able to achieve its objectives. Different methods of pricing. Cost plus pricing. This is the most common method used for the price. Under this method, the price is fixed to cover all costs and a predetermined percentage of profit, that is, the price is computed by adding a certain percentage to the cost of the product per unit. This method is also known as margin pricing or average cost pricing or full cost pricing or markup prices. The business firm under oligopoly and monopolistic market are following this pricing policy. Target pricing. This is an alternative to full cost pricing. Under this method, the cost is added to the predetermined target rate of return on capital invested. In this case, the company estimates future sales, future costs and calculates a targeted rate of return on capital invested. This is also called as the rate of return pricing. Marginal cost pricing. Under the marginal cost pricing, the price is determined on the basis of marginal cost or variable cost. In this method, fixed costs are totally excluded. Differential pricing. Under this method, the same product is sold at different prices to different customers, in different places and at different periods. This method is called discriminatory pricing or price discrimination. Examples: cinema, theatre, telephone bills, etc. Going rate pricing. Under this method, prices are maintained at par with the average level of prices in the industry. That is, under this method, firm charges the prices according to what competitors are charging and the firms accepting the price prevailing in the industry in order to avoid a price war. This method is also called acceptance pricing or parity pricing. Customary pricing. In the case of some commodities, the prices get fixed because they have prevailed over a long period of time. For example, the price of a cup of tea or coffee. In short, the prices are fixed by custom and the price will change only when the incurred cost changes significantly. It is also called conventional pricing. Follow-up pricing. This is the most popular price policy. Under this, a firm determines the price policy according to the pricing policies of competitors in the industry. If the competitors reduce the price of the product, the firm also reduces the price of the product. If the competitors increase the price, the firm also follows the same. Barometric pricing. This is the method of leadership pricing. In this type of price leadership, there is no leader firm, but one firm among the oligopolistic firms announces a price change first. This is followed by other firms in the industry. The barometric price leader need not be a dominant firm with the lowest cost or even the largest firm in the industry, but they respond to changes in the business environments rapidly. On the basis of a formal or informal tactic agreement, the firms in the industry accept a firm as price leader who may act firstly upon the environment or market changes. Let's see the pricing strategies and product life cycle stages. Entrepreneurs must adapt to the stages of the product life cycle to effectively sell and promote their products. Depending on the product life cycle stage, a firm will develop an appropriate pricing model which results in high profits. A new product goes through multiple stages during the course of its life cycle, including an introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, and a decline stage. As a product ages, companies look exploring prices changes. Pricing strategies and introduction stage. During the introduction stage, a company will invest time and money to publicize the name of its product and find a market for it. This is the product life cycle stage in which appropriate patents are filed and product branding begins. Some companies may initially price their new product cheaply, penetrating pricing to develop a customer base. Other companies may initially price their products more expensively, skimming to make up for development expenses. Growth stage. During the growth stage, a company aims to develop brand recognition and increase their customer base. In this stage, new competitors also enter the market and more customers start using the product. The company faces a pressure to lower the price below the introduction stage. Companies having unique product and minimal competition may use stable pricing strategy. Along these pricing strategies, the quality of their product is often improved based on early reviews and technical support is usually enhanced. A larger distribution network is formed to keep up with the pace of demand. Maturity stage pricing strategy. Maturity stage can be defined as the period of zero growth rate. The concept of maturity period is useful to the extent it gives out signals for taking precautions with regard to pricing policy. This is the product life cycle stage in which the customer base is heavily fought over and price decreases most often occur. Additional features are added to distinguish a product from its competitors. Decline stage pricing strategy. In the decline stage, a company will make important decisions regarding the future of their product. They can choose to create the product with new features or they can reduce the price and offer it at a discount. A company may choose to discontinue the product altogether, either disposing of their inventory or selling it to another company who is willing to manufacture and market it. Pricing a new product. Most companies do not consider pricing strategies in a major way on a day-to-day basis. The marketing of a new product poses a problem because new products have no past information. Fixing the first price of the product is a major decision. The future of the company depends on the soundness of the initial pricing decision on the product. Of large multi-divisional companies, top management needs to establish specific criteria for acceptance of new product ideas. The price fixed for the new product must have completed the advanced research and development, satisfy public criteria such as consumer safety, and earn good profits. In pricing a new product, below mentioned two types of pricing can be adopted. Skimming price. Skimming price is known as a short period device for pricing. Here companies tend to charge higher prices in initial stages. Initial high hopes to skim the cream of the market as the demand for new product is likely to be less price elastic in the early stages. Penetration price. Penetration price is also referred as stay-out price policy since it prevents competition to a great extent. In penetration pricing, lowest price for the new product is charged. This helps in promoting sales and keeping the competitors away from the market. It is a long-term pricing strategy and should be adopted with great caution. Multiple products. As the name indicates, multiple products signifies the production of more than one product. The traditional theory of price determination assumes that a firm produces a single homogeneous product. But firms in reality usually produce more than one product and then there exists interrelationships between those products. Such products are joint products or multi-products. In joint products, the inputs are common in the production process, and in multi-products, the inputs are independent but have common overhead expenses. The pricing methods are full cost pricing method, Full cost plus pricing is a full price setting method under which you add together the direct material cost, direct labor cost, selling and administrative cost and overhead cost for a product and add to it a markup percentage in order to derive the price of the product. The pricing formula is equal to total production cost minus selling and administrative costs minus markup or number of units expected to sell. This method is most commonly used in situations where products and services are provided based on the specific requirements of the customer. Thus, there is reduced competitive pressure and no standardized product being provided. The method may also be used to set long-term prices that are sufficiently high to ensure a profit after all costs have been incurred. Marginal cost pricing method. The practice of setting the price of a product to equal the extra cost of producing an extra unit of output is called marginal pricing in economies. By this policy, a producer charges for each product unit sold only the addition to total cost resulting from materials and direct labor. Businesses often set prices close to marginal cost during periods of poor sales. Dual pricing. In simple words, different prices offered for the same product in different markets is dual pricing. Different prices for the same product are basically known as dual pricing. The objective of dual pricing is to enter different markets or a new market with one product offering lower prices in the foreign country. There are industry-specific laws or norms which are needed to be followed for dual pricing. Dual pricing strategy does not involve arbitrage. It is quite commonly followed in developing countries where local citizens are offered the same products at a lower price for which foreigners are paid more. Airline industry could be considered as a prime example of dual pricing. Companies offer lower prices if tickets are booked well in advance. The demand for this category of customers is elastic and varies inversely with price. As the time passes, the flight fares start increasing to get high prices from the customers whose demands are inelastic. This is how companies charge a different fare for the same flight tickets. The differentiating factor here is the time of booking and not nationality. I hope you are now able to understand the various types of pricing policies and their relevance for an entrepreneur. That is all that we had for you in this episode. Till the next time, we'll see you again. Thank you and Namaskar.